Good morning. Good morning. This is Spirit Journey, and it's about 6:04 a.m. Wednesday, October 2nd, 2019. I'm in bed right now, and I'm just opening up my eyes, and I want to dictate some visions that I had today in two parts, because I was dreaming and awakened and saw the visions, and then I went back to sleep, and then upon waking up from dreaming again, I saw something else. The first thing I saw, it looked like a man's face, an older white gentleman, could have been in his 60s, 70s, thinning or balding head, very, very sparse amount of hair on his head, kind of, older skin, wrinkly. And I remember him having something in between his lips, some type of object, small object, maybe about an inch in diameter, a pale color, could have been a tan color. I don't know what it was. It almost looked like a photo. I think he had a slight smile on his face. I don't remember what he was wearing, but it seemed like someone official. Yeah, I don't think he had a suit on, a dark suit. I don't think so. Yeah, I would have remembered that. More casual, if I remember right. It's just from the chest up, my vision, my seeing him. Don't know who he was. And then the second vision I saw upon awakening, I saw, it in the center again, like almost like a portal. It was like a circular, and inside this circle you could see clearer, and then everything outside of the circle was grayed out. Wasn't You couldn't see through it, and it looked like plant leaves. Yeah, green plant leaves. It was a relatively narrow leaf. It could have been maybe, let's see, a half an inch wide, and the length might have been maybe 2 inches. Yeah. And it came to a slight, with plant leaves. So that has that little thing, and it's to allow the water to drip off the plant. Just a slight needle-like point, that curved downward. And I said to myself, oh, that's a plant leaf. And then everything got cloudy, I couldn't see but shadows of what I thought I saw, the plant. But it sounds like you see just like branches of, because now I can't see the plant clearly, but there's a stalk and then the branches, and you could see them, like a shadow of them, like the vision of it now, like if you're looking through an opaque glass, but you can see shadows on the other side of it, like something's moving past, so it's leaving a shadow as it goes by. That's what I saw. And they were moving about past my vision. And what's really interesting, my eyes are closed. So with these visions that I have, my eyes are closed. And you could see the plant-like figure move past my eyes, leaving a shadow behind, like it's really happening, as if something is out there going past my vision. You see the shadow of the leaves going by. And I felt that what was happening was that it was consciously being done. That's the key thing. It was consciously, purposely going past my vision. It didn't want me to see. I feel like it was trying to touch my eyes. It didn't want me to see. And so it just kept on moving about. And so I had that vision. It was for a while. Maybe even a minute or so. Yeah, that's what I saw. And contrary to that, upon awakening and seeing that vision of the plant, or the plant-like being, I was dreaming that I went in an elevator. And I think I forgot to press the button, which floor was to go on. And there were some people with me, relatively young. I mean, high-tech building. And I realized I forgot to press the button. And so I had gotten off this floor. And I was meeting people. I don't know why I was there initially, but at least, I just went with the flow. And I was to get a job. Yeah, I was to get a job there. And to do, as it turns out, like to work in a call center. And there was a lady, I think a brown-skinned lady. I think she was Hispanic. She was slim. She looked younger than me, at least the age that I am now. She seemed younger. And there was a man too, a young man, also appearing younger than I am now. They both could have been in their 30s. So they had that youthful look about them. They seemed like just regular people that you would find in New York City. He was black, a black American, and he reminded me of someone. Yeah, he did. Seemed familiar. The lady, I don't think I've seen, but the guy just had a familiar look about him. He reminded me of actually this spiritual counselor that I had spoken to, even though I never saw him in person, but there's a photo of him. Reminded me of him, actually. And I remember going through a room. It was like a stations where they had a lot of seats and everything. But we weren't to be over there, but in another section. But I remember looking at it. I said, oh, it's like a call center, had workstations. I guess you do your work there. But I think that section was for people more higher up. Yeah, it was being left for some other group to work there. It wasn't for us. And I remember they said, okay, go to such and such. I was going to get, sometimes I think I was to get like a list. I was going to some type of big binder, like those loose leaf books, this spiral, those 3 rings, a binder with the 3 rings. It was a big one, and I think they were going through the pages, and it was, I think, by department or section, and some of them I think was kind of faded. But I was to go in a different room. I had to get something. Again, this is where the typical things that happen to me in my dreams, that I get a little distracted, and I have to go in another room to find something, and then I had to bring it back, or where was to go. Okay, what room? Yes, that theme started happening again. And then I saw the lady again and the guy. And I remember talking to the lady, and she was talking. She was, I said, wow, she's actually tall. Yeah, she was taller than me now. And I remember at one point when she was talking, I noticed her teeth for whatever reason, and that it had a dirt in the corner of her teeth. I remember seeing that. I don't know why I saw that. And I just remember there were other people around. I remember looking at the paper, something, and I said, okay, so what do you want me to say now to the people? Who do you want me to call? So I was trying to pin down, okay, because I wanted to get this done right, and what was the protocol in calling the people or something like that. Yeah, because I know I was starting to get confused, and I wanted to stand my ground and say, I'm not going to let this thing confuse me. It's a simple matter. Just find out, okay, what department I was to go into, who I was going to call. Yeah, I wanted to break it down. Yeah, this first time I was there. Yeah, I wish I could remember what floor I was meaning to press, on the elevator. But when I got up, when I opened my eyes from the vision thing and started trying to remember the details before I, make a tape of it, the number 33 came to my head, that maybe it was floor number 33. But again, I don't know. I don't remember. But that's what popped up in my head. Then I remember the fellow that was there, the youngish guy, black fellow. I'm not sure if I had to go to the ladies' room, but he said, oh, if you need a rest, you can just come in this room. And I opened it was like a large bathroom. Because I think now the law that for the women, at least in the women's bathroom, somewhere where she could relax or even lie down. Because many of us, we get menstrual cramps and we might need to lie down. Yes, it does happen. And the room was, I remember when I opened the went through, I said, wow, this is a nice room. It really looked like a spa-like thing. Everything was like light colored and I think even transparent. I think there were two, oh, what was it? I think it was like two tubs, but they were like, it was narrow and they were facing each other. You know, the narrow part, the two narrow part, you know, the tub, rather facing each other lengthwise, it was facing each other widthwise. So the foot of the tub were facing each other. And yeah, so as you walk in, that's what you see. And I thought, wow, yeah, I've been, you know, and they were also toilets, but they looked different. They were different. There was, I mean, everything was open. It was just one relatively large room, but not too large. But you know, it was looked like comfortable. It wasn't like a bathroom just for one person. It was, you know, a group of people could fit in there. Everything was just open space, and there were these. I think they were toilet seats, toilets, and it had something. I think like it was supposed to be for like comfort, that when you sat on it, it's like soft, and they looked like those. What do you call it? They were light color seats, very light. Everything was bright, and those pop bubbles, you know, like with packing, you have this see-through bubble things, those little round circles of air, and you can even pop them with your finger. You know, for you know, for packing material, so things won't break when you're packing and, you know, shipping things out. Kind of looked like that. That might have been on the seat. But the whole point was this was supposed to be comfort. So when you go in, you could really relax. And something happened with yeah, one. So I think I sat down on one of the seats, which was supposed to be like a toilet or some type, because there was water in it, and it was broken. Like when you sat on it, it's wobbling. So I think I got up and went to the one to the right of it. Something like that. I wish I could really remember more details. And I think other people were coming in. It was a very casual atmosphere, and there was no real stress. Not sure if I left the room, but that's all I can really remember about it. So those were my visions, and then the last thing I mentioned was an actual dream that I had. And the theme pretty much was trying to get myself set up to do the calls and to get the book or booklet that I needed to read from, to know what department to call. And it was getting a little hectic to try to get mentally organized, so I could begin the work with, you know, to accomplish the task at hand. So that's what happened. So I'm now signing off. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.